Hey Wild Ones, I'm Lucy, and this is Pussy Powered. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 keys to self-motivation. This was actually inspired by a question from a queen in the audience who asked me, where do I get my motivation to make my videos? So I thought this would be a great opportunity to address self-motivation, not only in creating content and doing things for social media and things like that, but also when it comes to your own pleasure, your spiritual practices, your health and fitness habits, everything that goes into you being a wholehearted, free, awakened human being. So let's get right into it. The first key is vision. When you're first really motivated to make a change in any area of life, it comes from one of 2 things: the desire to move away from pain and discomfort, or the desire to move towards pleasure and reward. And while most of us will have a combination of the 2, pain is typically the more powerful initial motivator that lights a fire under our asses and gets us moving in the direction of whatever it is that we really want. So when you decide that you're gonna do the thing and you want to motivate yourself to do the thing, ask yourself, why do you want to do that thing? What are the emotions that you expect or want to feel once you have done the thing or accomplished that goal? What will that really give you? If you don't connect with a compelling why that will keep you going even when things get tough, even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it, even when you are doubting yourself hard, then you're way more likely to quit on yourself. So here is what you can do. Ask yourself, what's the impact on my life, my career, my relationships, etc. if I don't do this? And then what's the impact on my life, my career, my relationships, etc. if I do this? You can have in mind what that might look like 1 year from now, or 5 years from now, or even at the end of your life when you're looking back at all that you have experienced in your lifetime. That will definitely put some things into perspective. The second key is self-awareness. Self-awareness is an undeniably fundamental part of growth, healing, and self-motivation. But what is self-awareness? Well, it's essentially the awareness of why you're really doing the things that you do and what beliefs are either supporting you or limiting you. And those limiting beliefs can be real sneaky, especially if your brain has been practicing them your whole life without you being consciously aware of it. One of the most effective ways to identify your limiting beliefs and what's going on beneath the surface that is holding you back is to notice how you feel emotionally and how you feel in your physical body. You see, from our thoughts, feelings are created, and from those feelings, we do. You can think of this as your T: thoughts, emotions, actions. Or as Dr. Caroline Leaf summarizes it, we think, we feel, and we choose. However you want to remember it, the key here is understanding how we feel comes from our thoughts, many of which are unconsciously on repeat, day after day after day. So here's what you can do. Anytime you feel less than complete well-being in your body and in your mind, first ask yourself, where am I feeling this in my physical body? And based on that, you may need to do some energy work or some kind of energy release. And then ask yourself, what is the story that I'm telling myself about myself? The stories are the thoughts. We just tend to have a little bit more of an attachment to those stories, or AKA beliefs. I'm too tired today. I'm not cut out for this. I didn't have enough coffee today. I didn't get enough sleep last night. What's the use of doing it anyway? And so on. You get the idea. Dare to challenge and shift that story. For more on specifically how to do this, check out my shadow work starter course at exploreshadowwork.com. The third key is identity. Who you fundamentally see yourself as being has way more power over your decisions and what you do day to day, which determines your long-term success in anything you set your mind to. If you identify yourself as an artist, what do artists do? They create. If you identify yourself as a healthy person, what do healthy people do? They take good care of their bodies. If you identify yourself as a spiritually connected person, what do spiritually connected people do? Well, whatever practices support and deepen that spiritual connection. Again, your stories and beliefs set the foundation here, which is why self-awareness is key. And so to take it even deeper, while you're practicing self-awareness, notice what you identify yourself with. If you're feeling unmotivated, for example, you might discover a story, I'm not good at this. I'm not worthy of having the thing that I want. I'm not creative. I am lazy. I'm not good looking enough. So here is what you can do. Decide how you do want to identify yourself. And then whenever those unsupportive or limiting beliefs and stories about yourself pop up, kindly notice them without judgment. Remind yourself of who you are committed to becoming and who you really are. Your brain is comfy and really familiar with thinking about you in a certain way. Keep feeding your brain the new information you want it to hold on to, solidifying it with experiences that will give your brain copious new evidence of this new narrative that you're creating in your life, the feelings in your body, and the identity that you want to be your new normal. You see, neurologically, the brain responds to consistent practice. This goes for anything, including how you experience pleasure, by the way. And the more consistently you show up for yourself and practice the ways of being and feeling that you want to be your new normal, the more your brain will, at the unconscious levels, get on board with what it is that you really want to create in your life. So keep practicing with plenty of patience and self-compassion. Key number 4, self-trust. This one is so important and so often missing in so many people's lives. I created both of last week's videos on the topic of self-trust. First, a simple practice that you can do to create more self-trust, and second, a 5-step process to repair broken self-trust. So be sure to check out those 2 videos for more on this topic. In a nutshell, when it comes to self-motivation, you're not going to be able to motivate yourself very well if you can't trust yourself to commit, to take action, and to follow through. So here is what you can do. Really simply, watch last week's video on a simple practice to create self-trust. All of which leads me to the 5th and final key in today's video, taking inspired action. Again, the brain needs new evidence and examples to support the narratives that you are creating about who you are, what you're creating, and where you're going. So no matter how small the commitment is that your inner being is guiding you to make, it's really important to take inspired action, make those commitments, and follow through. And I challenge you to take the inspired actions that get you out of your comfort zone, because that is where growth happens. Prove to yourself that you do have what it takes, even when your ego says that you're not good enough, or you're not worthy of it, or you just don't feel like it. Prove to yourself that who you fundamentally are is greater than your excuses and your perceived limitations. And remind yourself as often as you need to that there's no race to any finish line, that you are enough, you are worthy, and you are deserving of what you want right now, exactly as you are, and that the fucking brilliant diamond you really are is shining more and more with each layer of bullshit you remove. And as you do this, creating more and more momentum and growth, you will no longer rely on motivation to keep you going. Instead, you'll know how to inspire yourself. All right, wild ones, that's it for today. 5 keys to self-motivation, or really self-inspiration. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos on sexual empowerment and healing for women. And if you want to go deeper into unpacking the limiting beliefs around your sexuality, awaken more of your pleasure potential, and create incredible self-confidence, check out my 30-day program, Pussy Magic. In the meantime, here's to your awakening and your healing for a pussy-powered life.